Everyone is talking about skills, AI, and transformation. But most of the time, companies are still running on outdated and fragmented job data. So before talking about the future, most of the companies need to have a solid foundation first. So this is why we invited Stephan today. First of all, thanks for joining us. So maybe you want to quickly introduce yourself.
Yes, thanks, Tim, for inviting me. So my name is Stephan Koenen. I'm part of SAP SuccessFactors Germany. I'm responsible for the market development, so it's about the pipeline building. But I'm also the one who talks to the HR business of our customers. I'm from HR, and one topic that really matters for me is the topic of skills, and that's why we are here today.
So Stephan, you're talking a lot to your clients, and we would be interested in what are the biggest blockers that your clients see when they are discussing their transformation journey into becoming a skill-based organization?
Let me shortly start with what actually for me is a skill-based organization. And this is an organization that can adjust fast to changing business needs. There's a lot of business disruptions out there, right? And it's important that organizations understand their job architecture that makes them successful in the future, as well as the skills and competencies that are required in the future. And however, companies struggle really first to set this up, to understand what are actually the skills, the competencies that are relevant for them. And it's really about their skills. It's not about an anonymous skills cloud. It's really about the skills of this company and the job architecture of this company. And it's about overcoming this first roadblocker to understand what is the job architecture for the future and the skills. And when you once overcome this one, right, this roadblocker, then it's about the operationalization of data, right? It's about making skills reality in the company, infusing skills across the employee lifecycle.
From SAP perspective, why does everything, especially if we're looking at recruiting, learning, mobility, is depending on a unified job and skill architecture?
When you look at the current reality, many customers, they do have several skill architectures for different purposes, right? And now it's really about building one skill architecture and really infusing these skills along the employee lifecycle end to end, from recruiting to onboarding, to goal management, to performance management, and finally also to learning, right? And this is very important that you really build one skill architecture, which is the truth. It's like the fuel in the system, and therefore really becoming clear about the skill architecture is very important, as well as the job architecture, because the job architecture represents the future of the company.
From your point of view, what changes for SAP customers once this architecture is inside SAP SuccessFactors?
Once you are clear about the job architecture and also the skill architecture, it's really infusing the skills along the employee lifecycle, right? And it starts with recruiting. You are able to recruit the best people that fit best with their skills. Imagine a candidate on the career side can much faster identify the best job based on skills, as well as the recruiter that helps really to find the best candidates for the job requisition based on skills. So for new employees, it's much more easier to develop towards the new role. So they become much faster productive for the company. But also imagine the performance management, really where the manager and the employees really talk about skills and development instead of the nose factor, right? And therefore also for performance management, really skills matter. But finally, of course, learning. It's all about skill-based learning recommendations. It's about personalized recommendation with regard to projects, mentor, coaches, and it's all about SuccessFactors as a platform of engagement where people go into ideally every day because the future is in there for them. So they know what kind of job roles are available and they can develop towards these job roles, and this really is the benefit for the company and also for the individual.
So Stephan, you already talked about the future. So maybe let's have a look into the next 12 to 24 months. So how important will this data foundation be for your clients when they are defining their AI HR strategy?
So looking in the future, it's important to understand the SAP strategy. Suite first, AI first. You have first the application layer, and this is where the data is being created, right? And you have S/4HANA, you have SuccessFactors, Concur, Ariba. And skills, of course, are part of SuccessFactors. And now you have the second layer. This is the data layer. It's the business data cloud. And this is where you bring all the data, the SAP data, as well as also external data, on a semantic layer, right? And on top of it, you have the AI agent, and it's about breaking down silos, and the agents will use this data from the data fabric, right, in order to perform tasks. So you can automate activities, and they really reason, they perform activities, and they actually can learn. And the data foundation is so important. And imagine now skills that this data is very crucial in processes across the suite, right? It's about, let's say, in shift planning, where in discrete manufacturing industry, you do a shift planning based on skills, because you need to put the right people with the right skills on the machine to work on, right? And their skills really from SuccessFactors are used in order to do the shift planning in S/4HANA. And this is really the future.
So to wrap that up, the future of HR starts with clarity. And clarity starts with a living job and skill architecture right in SAP SuccessFactors.